The two countries that will be compared over the next three assignments are Thailand and the Philippines, both in the area of Southeast Asia. This evidence provided will be used also in further assignments to compare these two countries. Firstly, for the political aspect, in terms of political systems, CIA World Factbook explains that the Philippines is a presidential republic with the same three equal branches of the government New Zealand uses: legislation, executive, and the judiciary. However, unlike New Zealand, the Philippines have a president instead of a prime minister. On the opposite of both countries, Thailand is a constitutional monarchy. As well as having a prime minister, Thailand also has its own king, who is involved strongly with the government. A similarity all three countries share is their independence. Thailand being independent since 1238, the Philippines since 1946, and New Zealand since the year 1907. Economically, both countries are currently experiencing growth, with the Philippines economy growing by 6.2% in 2018 and the Thai economy growing by 4.1%, which is their highest growth rate in 6 years. This can be reflected by these two GDP charts. As both countries are in the Southeastern Asian region, both suffered through the Asian financial crisis of 1997. These economic similarities reflect both countries' positive outtake on the crisis and their decision to use the opportunity to grow instead of continuing the downward spiral. New Zealand has also had growth in their economy by 2.8%. However, this is not as much as Thailand or the Philippines. As New Zealand wasn't as affected by the Asian financial crisis, they would have had less room for growth of their GDP and to improve. For the social aspect, the World Economic Forum Global Human Capital Report from 2017 shows that Thailand is rated 40 and the Philippines is rated 50. These ratings have to do with several factors. Capacity is measuring the human capital built through past education investments, which the Philippines have a clear lead in compared to Thailand, through the number of people who hold formally accredited qualifications. Development portrays the building of human capital, where the rankings of both countries are very similar, around 60. This relatively middle value shows that both countries are still on their way to maximizing their human capital fully in the future. Their know-how rankings are very similar also, and around the middle ranking. It can be seen here that learning opportunities and quality of skills in these countries are still developing, which can be blamed on the lack of finances and technology present. In contrast to this, New Zealand's Human Capital Report is rated very high at 7. The access New Zealand has to more advanced technology and resources can be to blame for these differences, with its highest factor of human capital being development. The digital skills of a country contribute to the technological aspect of the PESTEL analysis. According to the Global Competitiveness Report of 2018, digital skills are in regard to what extent the active population possesses digital skills. For example, computer skills, basic coding, and digital reading. Differences between Thailand and the Philippines are seen here, as the Philippines is rated a lot higher in this category, whereas Thailand is rated a lot further down the scale. One reason Thailand is so far behind digitally is because of the lack of sufficient finances behind small and medium enterprises that are trying to implement these digital technologies with the enterprises. Interestingly, New Zealand is seen similarly to the Philippines on this chart. From this information and looking at the high rankings New Zealand has received within different aspects of the PESTEL analysis, it can be concluded that though the Philippines and New Zealand are at a similar level of digital skills, the opportunities and finances available in the different countries portray how effective the skills can actually be. Within the three different types of governments, there are many legal issues that are present. Doing business and being able to domestically and internationally export and import goods is an important aspect for any country. The Doing Business website shows there is a large difference between the ranks, with the ease of doing business in Thailand ranking relatively high at 27, whereas the ease of doing business in Philippines is ranked all the way at 124. According to the website, the ease of doing business score captures the gap between an economy's performance and a measure of best practice across the entire sample of 41 indicators for 10 doing business topics. However, New Zealand is actually rated number 1 on these rankings. Ultimately, this shows that New Zealand is a better place to do business than Thailand and the Philippines. These 5 aspects of the PESTEL analysis summarize and show some of the similarities and differences these 3 countries all have together, and how the location of a country can ripple effect onto many different elements of a country's situation. This will be further shown in the next assignments to come. Thank you.